So guys, what's up? Beautiful motorbikes. At least they're wearing protection. That's the best thing about it. Protection is the most important thing. Don't forget your gear, guys. Don't forget your gear. I know I'm not wearing my jacket, but the weather is just too beautiful. And I'm not doing any hardcore riding today. I'm just taking it easy on my scooter. It's kind of inconvenient what I just said. Hardcore riding on a scooter. Wouldn't that be fun? Hardcore. Yeah. So, here's a little something for you guys. Let me try to follow it. Wait. Wow. That escalated quickly. Let me just get off the freaking highway. The wind's too strong. I need to go a little bit slower in this. Double T, here's a wheelie for you. That was a wheelie. That was a balance point. That was pretty good, actually. Yeah. Here's balance point for you. So yeah, back on the topic that I wanted to talk about before that guy pulled that wheelie, so I got off topic. So I got a comment yesterday talking to someone suggested that I should talk about growing up in a compound and where I did before that. I live here. So growing up, I've grown up in multiple homes, few apartments, and I've been to a lot of schools, not just one school. I mean, I've been to a few schools, to be honest. Unlike many people who would stay probably in one school, I've changed schools a lot in the past years. So when I was born, we lived in this apartment, of course, but I don't really remember. I remember the place. My father used to show me the place all the time. But I think let's just cut into when I moved into a compound, because that's where I've lived for most of my life. I've lived in the compound for most of my life. So let's just cut straight into that. So I moved into a compound when I was I was 9 or 10. It was in 2003, which is 10 years ago. I was actually 7, I guess. 7 or 8. Yeah, 7 or 8. So I moved into the compound, and life there was actually pretty good. It was my first time living in a compound. I've never been in a compound before. As a younger child, I lived in apartments, so it was my first time in a compound. I could, move around freely, ride my bike. I was a pedal bike freak. I love pedal bikes. So I could ride my bike, without being scared that I was in the outside road or the outside environment. I could ride my bike. I got to meet new people. It was all fun and exciting and all that. What I used to do, I remember when I was a child, I'd wake up. First of all, I didn't know anyone there. I'd just ride my bike around the compound. And it was a huge compound. I think it's probably, if not the first, but probably the second biggest compound here in Jeddah. So it's a pretty huge place. If you watch my dirt bike videos, all the dirt bike videos are in the compound, and it's a pretty huge place. So I remember first day, second day in the compound, I explored the whole place. I just took my bike and rode it absolutely everywhere. I didn't mind getting lost or whatever. I was just determined on, exploring the place. And to me, it was the best thing ever, living in a compound. It was a nice place, swimming pools, football fields, soccer fields, not to mistake you guys, not to get mistaken. Soccer fields, foreign people I don't know why, but I just had the thing of the love of meeting foreign people, other than people of my same nationality. I love to meet outsiders like Europeans, Americans. I'd like to meet these kind of nationalities all the time. So I remember I took my bike and I explored the whole place like for the first day. I was probably everywhere, all over the compound. And then I got to meet these two guys. They're probably my best friends for a long time, for like probably 6 to 7 years in the compound. They were my best friends. But then they had to leave the compound and move back to Egypt. So anyways, yeah, cutting through that. What I used to do all the time in the compound was I'd get up pretty early. I was an early bird. That's a cool contradiction, or a weird contradiction. Looking at my old video, the video I just posted yesterday about the power naps and my sleeping times, when I was a child, I was an early bird. I'd sleep early and wake up early. What the hell are you doing? Yeah, just cutting me off. Classic freaking behavior. And that guy, yeah, just pull off in front of me. Wow. Anyways, back on topic. So it's a weird contradiction, you know, comparing to what I was talking about yesterday and my oversleeping and my irregular sleeping schedule. I was a very regular sleeper when I was a child. I'd sleep early and I'd wake up pretty early. So this is what I did. I'd wake up early and I'd end up going over to my friend's house. And it was the coolest thing, you know, because his parents would be at work and it would be me and them too. They were brothers. It would be me and them. And we just, you know, play some PlayStation or watch a movie or just watch some cartoons or whatever. And if we'd get bored, we'd just go to the pool. You know, even though we were young, the older one, there was a difference of probably 2 years between them. The older one could cook at probably the age of like what, 10 or 11. Their parents taught them how to cook because their parents usually were at work all the time, so they taught them how to use, you know, the fryer and all that. So sometimes he'd get up and make us some, you know, hot dogs, or he'd make us some French fries or whatever, and we'd just have some food at their place and just watch a movie or some cartoons or whatever. Or we'd just go to the pool, you know, swim and have fun. I remember we could just spend like what, 5 to 6 hours in a pool and not get bored whatsoever. That would be probably the funnest thing we could ever do. Just hang around together, doing absolutely nothing. You know, just hanging around with each other was fun, you know. I miss being a child. I have tears in my eyes. Oh my god. I miss being a child. I miss my childhood days, really. I really did. I just hope they could come back one day and I could be a child again. Whee! Just not care about anything. Anywho. Or we just go and play soccer, the three of us. Or we just ride our bikes around the compound. Do some classic shit. Try to do wheelies on our bikes. Oh yeah, the good old days. I remember I was trying to, there was this, we had a gas station inside the compound, and there was a maintenance, there was a maintenance garage right next to the gas station, and they had these two ramps that they use, you know, so the cars they incline. They'd use these to incline the cars, you know, just so they could look under the cars. So I remember I rode my bike. I tried to jump over the ramp, you know, get some air. And I was like, wow. I was trying to show off. I was kind of show-offy child. Although I was fat and had nothing to show off. What the hell was I going to show off? I was fat. I was a ridiculous child. Oh my god. I remember my childhood. Wow. Ow. Alright, that didn't hurt so much. So yeah, so I rode my bike so fast. It was me and my other friend, and he was like, I dared to jump off that ramp, and I was like, sure, I'll do it. And I rode my bike so fast, and I ended up trying to jump that thing, but it was kind of incline, and then there was a straight edge. So I went over the incline and then over the straight edge and just poop, plummet down. Right on my elbow. I remember I hit my elbow. I didn't hit my face, but the bike, I was just dangling. The bike was just dangling. The bike got thrown over or something. I was just on the floor rolling, and I hit my elbow so bad. I had a bruise on my elbow. It was really bad. And I even went to my friend's house. His father was an orthopedic. I went to my friend's house, and his father was an orthopedic, and they took a look at my elbow, and I was convinced my elbow was broken. How can you even break an elbow? Actually, you can break an elbow, but yeah, I was convinced my elbow was broken, but it wasn't. And I was like, no, my elbow's broken, and the guy was telling me, take it easy, it's just a bruise. But no, I was convinced it was broken. I don't know, I just had the thing where wearing a cast is cool. I wanted to just have a cast on. And my dream did come true. I had a lot of broken hands, but I broke my arms multiple times. I'll have that in a later video. So yeah, I even once tried. Oh, my friend had this old BMX. Oh, check out that SRT8. That's beautiful. Yeah, my friend had this old rugged BMX. It was so old. He tried pulling a wheelie, and he did. He just got the bike a little bit, he got the front tire like, what, 3 to 4 inches up. And then when that front tire landed, it landed so hard that the bike was just, the steering wheel the bike just broke into 2 parts. The steering wheel and the frame of the bike, it just broke into 2 parts. And the guy fell on the ground, and he was injured so bad. He scraped his knee, and it wasn't good. It was not good. I remember it, but I remember in detail what happened. Right after he fell, and then this guy offered to help us. He stopped. He put the bike into his trunk, into the trunk of the car, and he offered us a ride home. And the guy, he scraped his knee, he injured his elbow. He had a bruise over his knee too. It was a pretty hardcore, intense